Hi friends, welcome back to The Generous Poor, where we make budgeting a little more beautiful, a lot more doable, and maybe even a little bit fun. Today we're cash stuffing our May number 3 paycheck. We are a bi-weekly paid family, and so our May number 1 paycheck gets divided into May and number 2 and May 1 and 2 into Overflow, and then our May 3 paycheck gets put into 3 and 4 into our Overflow. I know we're stuffing today a total of $3,144, and I know it sounds like a lot because it is, but you're about to see how fast it gets divided when life's in full swing. So one of my kids is officially home from college for the summer. Another is graduating next week. We're doing all the meals, all the errands, and all the celebrations. I need to get groceries. Our dining out seems to go up exponentially. And so we are going to try to figure out if what I've unspent from last week gets rolled over into my Overflow binder, or if I'm going to do something different this week. So let's get into it, and let's give every dollar a job and keep it moving. What we're going to start with is my wallet. We are going to grab my wallet and see what we have left from last week's spending. And hopefully you can see that. I'm going to grab my wallet tracker, which is right here. And so what I do is every week I'll do May number 3. And what I do is I see what I didn't spend. And this is a way for me to keep track of my budget every week. Because it tells me if I'm either over by a lot or under by a lot, or if there was something going on in our family that made me either not spend or spend too much. And it helps, it's just, again, a data point for my budgeting. Actually, I don't have all of my categories in here because as I empty out my envelopes in my wallet, I take out empty envelopes because I don't want to carry around empty envelopes in my binder, or in my wallet. So what I'm going to do is grab from my Overflow. I always tuck them into my Overflow binder, and I'm just going to put them back in here. So what we have left is my personal, so groceries, dining out, household. Let's put these back in here. Lori, date night, giving, and buffer. And let's put my personal here, household, personal, date night, giving, and buffer. Okay, so last week groceries got 75, and let me just grab my calculator just in case we need it. I'm going to put that right here. Whoops. Let's make sure we put that on. Okay, so there's my calculator. So groceries last week has 20, 31, 32, 33, 34. So, whoops, 375 minus 34. So we spent 341, and I was sick last week, so we did definitely spend a lot of our, I'm actually going to put this back in here until I stuff. Dining out has 12, and dining out last week got, 100. So I used up 88. Which makes sense because I was not feeling well, and so my family had to order some food out. Household gets 50, and we spent 28, so we have 22 left. I don't know, I might bring this household down just a little bit. I think I may have over budgeted for it. Lori had 100, and I spent 100, and so there's nothing left. Date night had 75, and it has 75 left because we did not go on any date nights. I was really sick last week, and so we didn't go on any date nights. And my husband picked up my son from college, so Giving got 20, we spent 20, and there's nothing left. And Buffer got 50, and we spent 50. And it has 0 left. So let's see what we have left over. Hopefully you can see this. So it looks like we have a remaining 143. So what's nice about this is what I was honestly thinking about doing is taking, instead of budgeting my 100 envelopes in my budget every week, is taking whatever I have left over in my wallet every week and rolling that into my 100 envelope challenge, because that would be able to knock a lot of that out. But anyway, so 143 is not too bad considering it was budgeted, or we budgeted $770. So it's, and I was sick, so there was some extenuating circumstances that prevented me from using this. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and I am going to, we are going to decide what I'm going to do with the leftover money. Do I move it into Overflow to help fund next week? I know the kids are coming home for the summer. Or do I send it into my savings challenge and kind of let it grow? Again, what do you guys do? What do you guys think? The 100 envelope challenge, I think with $143 would benefit greatly from it. But also this summer with everybody here, it feels like my, Overflow would also use it. So anyway, that is going to do it for that. So let's transfer. I'm actually just going to put it into my Overflow for now. And so let's put in here, so it looks like 20, 30, we'll put $34 into groceries. So now groceries has 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84 in Overflow. And then dining out 12, we will put that into, so now dining out in Overflow has 110.12. I'll figure it out. By the next stuffing, I will figure out where I'm going to put this. If it goes into, so household has $22 left over. And again, everyone's home. And so I feel like we're going to be having a lot more shampoo runs and different things like that. So 25, 26, 27, 28 is going into my Overflow binder. Lori has nothing. Date night has all of it, and so we will roll that over. 50. So now date night has 50, 100, 25, 26, so 126, because we didn't do anything last week. Okay. Pearl, I just keep in my Overflow because her food is pretty much the same every week. Giving had nothing, and Buffer had nothing. So let's close this up, and let's count our money for the week. I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to put this off to the side. And I'm going to grab my cash. So this is the main event. Cash stuffing, $3,144 from our paycheck. This is what I pulled out today, $3,144. And so let me pull this over here. Let's start counting. Whoops. So that's 14. $750. Let's get our 20s. $300. $260. And $125. And this is just going to be 9 right here. Because what I did is the bank, so I pulled out 309 ones because of my my mini Mondays and my wild card Wednesday and my saving Saturdays, and they actually just put these in here. So that's 100, 200, 300. So that brings us to $3,144. So I am going to put this off to the side. I'm going to put my ones also off to the side. And then I'll grab my teller slip. And last week, or a couple days ago, I went through my cash planning. I did my budget, and then I did my cash planning. So I'm going to actually have this sitting off to the side while we stuff. So we are going to start with, whoops, my wallet. So we'll put this right here. And then we will also grab my Overflow, because like I said before, what I do is I stuff the first week in here, and then because we are paid bi-weekly and the second week goes in here, I don't commingle the money because I like to see what I have to spend that week in my actual wallet. So groceries is going to get $375 each. So that's going to be so $600 in ones or hundreds, and then we've got 50, a 20, and a 5. So each one is getting 1, 2, 3, 50, 75. So $375 for the week. Oops. Let's get that in there. And then 1, 2, 3, 50, 75 is going into Overflow. So now Overflow has, let's put this in here. Man, my bills are really, lately have been just super nasty. I don't know what's going on Even the ones that I got today that were all wrapped up are pretty gross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. So 859 in the Overflow. I might do a big shop, a big Costco shop, and use a lot of that, stock up on meat for the summer and stuff like that. So dining out is getting 200 and it is getting 100 each. So 100 in my wallet and 100 into Overflow. So now Overflow has 1, 2, 10, 11, 12. So 212. Once the kids all start coming home and all of our graduation celebrations start, this is going to be used up in a split. So household is going to get 50 for each, and so I'm thinking about reducing this one a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe this summer, after the summer. 50, 75, 76, 77, 78. It's nice to have a little bit of a buffer as prices go up and things are being raised. It's a little bit crazy out there right now. So Lori is going to get 200 and I did 250s in each one. So 450s. I noticed I was giving myself $100 bills the other day, or the last couple times I budgeted, and the hundreds were they were just too large. So now Lori has 1, 50, 2, 50, 70, 80. So 280 in Overflow. It's a nice little, I have friends, kids who are graduating from college and different things like that. So I usually take that out of my personal. So it's nice to have a little bit of money in these. Date night is going to get 75 in each. So 50, 75. Hopefully that's how yep, 50, 75 in date night. Let's put these in here. So now we have So now date night in my Overflow has 50, 100, 50, 70, 95, 201. So 201. I don't know. I don't know how you guys are feeling about this, but my kids are starting to get a little older, and we used to fight for our date nights, and now it's like sometimes we're just sitting at home alone, you know. Pearl is going to get, I'm actually going to put both, I'm going to put 2 20s and 2 10s into Pearl, and I'm just going to keep that in my binder and then take it out when I need it. So Pearl now has 50, well, I'm sorry, 20, 40, 50, 60 in her binder. We used to fight for our date nights and our nights out and all this stuff, and now we're like home alone and it's just us. It's nice. It's not too bad. Okay, so kindness is going to get 40, and then so that's going to get 20 in each. And this again is just extra tip money or a car wash or things that are not budgeted, but I want to be able to still say yes to give the little things. And then business, I did 100 and I did 250s. And I'm actually only going to stuff this binder and take it out as I need it. So business now has 50, 100, and 50. I'm starting to realize that some of these I don't take out. I don't need to be carrying around a business envelope all the time in my binder or in my wallet. And so I just take it as I need it. So buffer is going to get also 250s. And so my buffer will have 50 for the week, and then my buffer will have, my buffer overflow we'll have 150, 71. So 171. We'll put that in there. And that will do it for my wallet. I love when my wallet is stuffed. I say this every week. I love it. I love it. I love it. It just feels like, you know, a new beginning for the week. Stuffed up and ready to go. Okay, so now let's start with, you know what? We'll start with my 100 envelopes. So I know this is a little out of order, but that's how I did it on my cash planning sheet. So we will do 17, so 15, 16, 17. I just don't want to skip around on my cash planning sheet because then I might miss something. So let's put 15 in here. 18, 15, 16, 17, 18. I might have to open those ones. I think I need 40 of them. Because, so 18, that goes in there. So let's pull out these hundreds. So I assume the bank, but they're kind of going everywhere, every which way, every direction. That one has a rip in it. I'm telling you, these bills these days have been just atrocious. And I thought they I thought they put them in where they were going the right way. 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So 19 into this one. Okay, so now we will put this in here, and then I'll take out 20, 21, and 22 for next week. And let's grab our tracker. Let me grab my marker. So my 100 envelope. So for next week, we're going to do 20, 21, and 22. And then this week we did 17, 18, and 19. I don't know if you can see that. So now my tracker is up to date. And that should be doable with an overflow from my wallet, I would assume. So I put these right on the top to remind myself that this is what I need for next week. Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side. Okay, so now we're going to move on to, I should have just kept this binder out. We are going to move on to, let's see here. So we did 100 envelope, and then we're going to do monthly. So monthly is, if you can see it, is week 3 and week 4. And that is going to be $230. And so that is going to be 2 100s, a 20, and a 30. So 1, 2, 30. And that is going into this envelope. And then, because we get paid bi-weekly, I stuff the first 2 in the week 1 check and the second 2 in the week 2 check. Or the second 2 in the week, kind of technically week 2 check, but kind of falls into number 3, if that makes any sense. So now that is done, and so next week we will move into June. So that closes that, and then now we have 160. So what we're going to do here, and this is my first week doing this one, so this is for my savings challenges on Saturday. So these are for my minis. These are all my minis. So what I'm going to do is grab my calculator, because this is a lot of counting. So for my mini Monday, my wild card Wednesday, and my savings Saturday, I need, it looks like, let's save this one to the end. I'm gonna save these 3 for the end, because it looks like I'm gonna use all of my ones. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna do that one. We're gonna come back to that. So I'm gonna highlight it real quick so that I know we have to come back to these 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we're just gonna move on to my travel binder. So my travel binder this week is Fund is going to get a 20 and a 5. So we'll put 25 in here. We'll update the tracker. So plus, and now we have 425 in the tracker. So I will put this in here. Okay. Then we're going to go to giveaways, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but go check out my cash planning video, because I am doing a giveaway. So I would love if you join and put yourself in it. So giveaways is going to get 10. So now giveaways has 30. So we'll put that in here, because I reached 1,000 subscribers this week. It's so exciting. That will do it now for my travel binder. Now we're going to move into my celebrations binder. I can't believe it. I hit 1,000 subscribers, and so we're going to be giving away some cash wallets and some different budgeting items that I've been testing out and figuring out what I like in my setup. So birthdays is going to get 100, and birthdays is going to get a $100 bill. So let's update the tracker. So now birthdays has 100. We do have a birthday coming up, my youngest. So it's nice to build this up. So that is, and then I got rid of my anniversary and different celebrations binder or envelopes and just did a celebrate. I'm trying to streamline things, and I'm actually, when we get back here, I'll tell you what I did, but I haven't made the envelopes yet. I'm going to do that this weekend. So celebrate is going to get a 50. So let's update our tracker. And so now celebrate has 130. We're just at the spot in our life where it's not just about little celebrations, it's sort of these things that come up, and I would rather have an envelope that kind of encompasses a bunch of things, and so that we're not limited to. I just feel like this phase of our life is we need to be a little more flexible, and I don't want to say no to things just because I don't have an envelope for it. So it's the unplanned stuff. So anyway, so celebrate. Now we're going to skip Easter. We're skipping Mother's Day, and we're moving to Father's Day. And Father's Day is going to get 10. Oh, where's the tracker? So Father's Day is going to get 10. And so now it has 90. And that is coming up shortly. I can't believe I feel like the beginning of the year, everything went by like at a snail's pace. And now that we're in May, it's like evaporating. Everything's evaporating. Thanksgiving is going to get 10. Oops, I keep pulling out this tracker and I'm not really using it. I'm using this one. So 516. So this one has 75. And we'll put $10 into it. Hopefully you can see this on camera. Christmas is going to get 100. So Christmas, I think, is going to get a $100 bill. Christmas is something that I really like to fund Christmas. I think like everyone else. So now it has 490. We have 3 boys and a lot of family, so it's, Christmas is a fun one. Okay, so now what I'm going to talk about, and I funded for, but I did not do an envelope for yet, and I'll actually just put it right up here in the front, is a summer, fall, spring, and winter category. And what I wanted to do, our power just went out, which was really funny. What I want to do is make sure that those seasons, if something falls in, if we want to have people over for a chili party, or we want to have people over for a, fall get together or something, that I'm not just planning for a Halloween party or different things like that. I want to make sure that my binders represent the stage of life that we're in. So I will be making a summer get-together, spring get-together, fall get-together, winter get-together categories, and I will be funding those, and I will be able to pull those out because we're at this phase of life where I want to say yes more, and I don't want my budget or my binders or my envelopes to dictate what we say yes to, because the kids are starting to have all their own things, and we obviously have our own things, and so it's really important to me. So summer is going to get 25. Summer is going to get 25 for the first inaugural 25. Fall will also get 25. Spring is just getting 10 because I feel like we're leaving spring now. And then winter is going to get 25. So I'm going to put that just right here. And then when I make those binders, I will come back to it. So that will do it for my celebrations binder. Ooh, and now we will move into my emergency and 1 month. I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to lose a little bit of power. So let's hurry up and get through this. So emergency fund is going to get 100. Oops. So we'll just put that in here. We're having some weird storms here lately. So 1 month is going to get 25. So that's going to be 20 and 5. I'll update the trackers later. And then deck is going to get 100. And charity is going to get 25. Okay, quick story time, real quick. Um, when we picked up our freshman from college over the weekend, we were helping him clean out his dorm, and I kid you not, we found $120 in random crumpled bills in his dresser drawer. Is this what Gen Z does now? Just rejects cash, hides it like squirrels in their drawers? Or I laughed so hard, and I was like, wait a minute, I could have stuffed that money. So anyway, I took it home, and I might do a fun little unstuffing and stuffing of my random rogue 20s from my son's furniture. But anyway, I digress. So now the rest of this is actually going to be for my mini Mondays, my Wednesday, wildcard Wednesday, and my saving Saturday. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. I'm going to go get those games binders out. But I want to wrap up because my power seems to be going out. All right, friends, the wallet is reset. The paycheck is stuffed. Life is lifing. And we showed up for it. If this week felt a little wild, like my lights, just know you're not alone. These videos aren't about having it all figured out. They're about choosing to keep trying, choosing to show up for yourself, even when it feels like everything's coming at you at once, like no power. I hope you found something useful or at least comforting in today's cash stuffing. And if you're juggling kids, groceries, graduation plans, or just trying not to cry into your budget this week, I see you. I'm with you. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and drop a comment letting me know how your week went. And also whether I should start stuffing my 100 envelope challenge from my leftovers from my wallet. Anyway, thanks for being here, and I'll see you back soon on The Generous Poor. Until then, budget boldly, give generously, and take care of yourself.